Okay, this is Afterlife Studios mm1200 Ampex mm1200 2-inch 16-track tape machine. You can see here that it's a 16-track head stack. On a 24-track frame, which means that in the electronics bays, we've got 16 loaded channels and 8 unloaded channels. We have the cards for the 8 unloaded channels, so if you were to get a 24-track head stack, you could have a 24-track machine. We prefer the 16-track head stack because the width per track is that much greater and the noise floor is lower and the sonics are even better. So we operate it at 16-track 2-inch and 15 IPS, no Dolby, and never worry about hiss or noise floor. It's just such a beautiful machine. So let me run the transport for you a little bit and show you how it handles. So we'll rewind this MRL a little bit. You can see how smooth that tape path is. And we're really moving some tape here. And when I press stop, it comes to a nice stop and parks beautifully. I'll drop it into play. We'll hear some 1K tone from the MRL. That little fluctuation up the top is actually a feature of the deck. It's a little boost when you first press play, so it doesn't. It basically jumps right to playback speed. But yeah, just look at that tape path. Drop the head shield. Just perfect. And you can see the alignment here is also just perfect. So I'll stop and shuttle ahead to some 10K tone. Yeah, so there's 10K. Everything's just bang on. And I'll put up some 60 hertz so you can check the low frequency. Yeah, there's 60 hertz. You can see on channels 1 and 2, I've actually aligned it a little bit hot because that's where my kick drum usually lives, channels 1 and 2. So I intentionally have a little low end bump there, and the rest of them are perfectly flat. So yeah, it's if you need to make alignment adjustments, that happens down at the electronics bays. And I throw the MRL up every month or two, and it's just holds alignment so well that I rarely have to change anything. I'll show you some of the other upgrades that happen to this machine. The guideposts here normally are just fixed posts from the factory back in the day. These are aftermarket rolling guideposts, which takes a lot of the wear and tear off of your tape. Also rolling tension arm. This used to just be a fixed post as well, so that all the guideposts in the entire tape path are now rolling. There's no fixed posts. Just handles so much smoother and less wear and tear on the tape, and just creates a really stable environment. We also added a switch to accept an external clock for vari-speed. So internally there's a 9600 hertz clock that the capstan gets its reference from for its speed control, and if you flip the switch to external and feed the machine a clock speed other than 9600, then the motor adjusts to your clock speed, so you could say record a song semitone fast and dump it back down to the key that you want to get that slowed down tape sound by switching to vari speed, sending an external clock at the lower frequency, and there you go. This transport is just the transport functions that lives on the machine. The rest of the switching is in the remote that's in the control room. I'll show you that. So here's the main transport for the deck that lives here at the console. So this is where you can do your solo saves, or your record safe, and your input selection, whether you want to monitor input or repro or the sync head, as well as running the transport from here, of course. Yeah, so it's just a fantastic deck. It's been so good to us, and it's really just sort of widely considered to be the holy grail of sonics on a tape machine. Ampex mm1200, 16 track 2-inch.